It's story time. On the count of 3, let's say the story bag poem and see what's inside. 1, 2, 3. Story bag, what have you to say? Story bag, what's in you today? We have a green gourd. This is an Appalachian folktale from the United States called the Whumping Green Gourd. Story ears open, story mouths quiet, story buckles buckled, and let us begin. Once upon a time, long ago, in the hills of Tennessee, there lived an old woman. She had her own piece of land and took care of herself. She was all alone in those hills, except for her animal neighbors. One day, the old woman went down to the stream to fetch herself a bucket of water. She was scooping up water with her gourd dipper when all of a sudden she accidentally let go of the gourd dipper and whoosh! It went shooting down the stream lickety-split and it was gone. "Shucks," said the old woman, "now I need a new gourd dipper." She walked over to the split rail fence where the gourd vine grew, but all the gourds were as green could be. There was a superstition in those parts that warned folks never ever to pluck a green gourd before it was ripe, or it would witch you, for sure. The old woman said, "Oh, law, I don't give that old superstition no never mind." And she plucked a bright green gourd right off the vine. She took the green gourd home and set it in front of the fireplace in the kitchen so it could dry. She went on about her chores when all of a sudden the old woman heard a ruckus coming from the kitchen. She hurried in the room and there she saw the green gourd flipping around and whumping the pots and whumping the pans and whumping the bowls and the baskets. That green gourd was even whumping the cat. The old woman screamed and ran out of the house. The green gourd sailed out of the door after her. "Help!" screamed the old woman. She ran down the holler to her neighbor, the groundhog's house. "What are you carrying on about, neighbor woman?" asked the groundhog. "Oh, law," said the old woman, "there's a green gourd a-witching me because I plucked it too soon." "Run in here and I'll help you," said the groundhog. The old woman ran into the groundhog's house, but the green gourd sailed in after her and whumped the groundhog on the nose. The old woman ran out of the house with the groundhog running with her and the green gourd chasing them both. They tore off down the holler till they got to their neighbor the wildcat's house. "What in tarnation has gotten into you two neighbors?" asked the wildcat. "Oh, law," said the old woman, "there's a green gourd a-witching us 'cause I plucked it too soon." "Come on in, neighbors," said the wildcat, "and I'll help." In ran the old woman and the groundhog, but the green gourd followed them inside. The wildcat swatted at the flying vegetable, but the green gourd whumped him on the nose as well. The old woman and the groundhog and the wildcat went tearing down the holler, past their neighbors the fox and the panther who tried to help as well. But they were whumped in the nose by the green gourd too. Off they all ran to Bear's house. "What are you all doing running and carrying on like that for?" asked the bear. "Oh, law," said the old woman, "there's a green gourd a-witching us 'cause I plucked it too soon." "Come on in, neighbors," said the bear, "I'll help." They all ran into the bear's house and the green gourd sailed in too. The green gourd whumped the bear on the nose, but the bear tackled it to the ground and sat on it. He squashed it as flat as a pancake. The old woman quickly swept up all the bits and pieces of green gourd and tossed it into the fireplace. Green smoke poured out of the chimney top, and it stunk to high heaven. "Thank you kindly, neighbors, for helping me out of that witchy fix. Now come on back to my house, and I'll cook you up whatever you have a taste for." "Groundhog," she asked, "what do you fancy?" "Turnips," said the groundhog. "Wildcat, fox, and panther? What about you?" "Chicken," they said. "And bear, what would you like?" "Corn bread and honey," answered the bear. The old woman fixed them up a delicious feast, and that was the last time she ever plucked a green gourd off the vine before it was ripe. And there be my story, be it bitter or sweet. Take what you like, but leave enough for me to eat.